So I just want to look at a couple of our passages. I want to start we're going to start in this position where you're grabbing both of the knees and like pressing them down and hop around here and here. And we're just going to do this for a minute. Okay? Alright, get Martin. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm never going to dance in the lock.
Everybody ready? Go! Okay, come straight over there.
One mediocre, one left.
So when we're doing that, right, I don't usually want my weight like pressing just on her. If my weight is like all on her, she moves, I'm gonna fall, right? So when I'm able to put my weight really on her is when I have that press down. Now I have like this control over her. Now I can rely on myself to to keep myself up with when I'm putting that pressure down. So I always have to remember that when I'm passing, right? If I'm pressing down here, I can jump around, right? And I'm just hopping it down. I'm keeping those pinned down to hop around. Okay. So now I just want to work a guard pass. I'm gonna step in, so I'm getting like my fighting stance, and I'm gonna bring my hand down on the hip here. I'm using my elbow to push this knee away. And I'm like spreading the knees open here. If both knees are up, I have to deal with both of them. If I can take one down to the ground, now I really just have to deal with this one. So from here, like I said, I step in, I like to put my hand on the hip, keeping my elbow pushing this knee away as I push this knee down. I'm driving my weight into her on the hip and on the knee. So from here, it's just kind of like a technical stand-up. I'm using my foot and my hand to raise this up, and I want to push on like her knee all the way this way, so her hips are changing direction. And now I'm using my kickstand here from stopping it from coming back. Okay. So just come in here. Like I said, a good fighting stance. I don't want to be leaning over, right? It's a bad habit. I want to get low, keep my nose behind my toes, right? Drive with one leg, drop my hand down to the hip, pushing that knee away, keep my elbow in front, pushing this one down to the ground. And as I'm here, I'm going to just lift this leg up, push, turning the hips away, and then stopping it from coming back with my hips. Everybody good with that? Alright, we're hands up, 23.
Yeah. I was still paranoid. Paranoid? Or something. It was like eyes or something.
Just kind of step around
His
again.
eyes?
Freaking white
What are we doing from here?
So instead of getting into like a full knee slide, stay in kind of like a crouch.
Oh, that's right.
And then
Sorry.
you can step back and ditch that one. Yeah. Yeah, because they're like, you got the knee slide.
I think I watched.
You want to really turn the hip. So when I'm here, turn the there's nothing wrong with what you're doing, obviously, right? Because when you're grabbing here and you're forcing that over, I don't, if you do it without force, I'm just pushing down on you. And then, so if you don't put that knee up, then you're going to be able to right? So you have to put that knee up to be able to pick that up better. You know, right here. So when I'm pressing down like this, I'm just scooping and lifting that it will work if it's done correctly because he's falling up, right? So you're making him that pivot point. You're playing with that.
Then you start pacing around with your right.
Establishing this first. Right? Take the knee slide down, and you drive out all the way down back. So you want to establish that first because this now is down something. So now you feel like your leg back or second haircut does make good options.
Leg back part, missed the hook. That was kind of good. When he kicked the leg all the way back, I would have caught it.
Hey, let's start real quick, guys. A lot of you guys are getting the grip on this gi, and there's nothing wrong with using the gi and like forcing it over. But just for more technique, if I'm here and I'm reaching over the tip of this knee, I'm using the furthest bit of leverage I got, right? I'm not down here, I'm not fighting, using muscle, like I'm getting the most leverage I can get out of it by getting here. And then, so keep this knee up. If this knee's not up, we can just drive right past, right? So if you're on bottom, keep this knee up to defend yourself. And that's gonna make this position feel more real, right? So we're at this point. When I go for this, at any point here, if I don't feel comfortable with it, I can run this knee in, right? I got my knee slide, but she's gonna have this knee already here. So that's when I'm gonna bring this hand in, punch down, and then come forward. So yeah, let's go ahead and work that a couple of times. So we're going into the same thing, right? Keep that knee up and feel that, right? So when we, if at any point that knee drops, like I said, you can just go straight into mount. But if they're defending it, we're pressing it, I may have my foot hooked, I just don't feel good with it. I'm just dropping my knee straight down, keeping my foot on the back side. And if this knee is the problem, this is what I have to deal with. I want to just lay forward on it, and I'm shoving my hand, I'm making a fist, right? Punching it straight down to the mat, and I can use that to pivot off of. Now I need to catch her head before it goes back this direction and stop the hips. Okay? Everybody good with that? All right, let's work. 1, 2. What's up? I don't know. I think
I can't do it. Well, I guess I can do it with the line.
yeah,
Figure out which way to
there was
do it.
19. Is that including
Yep, that elbow.
I guess.
Well, like the very after the corner on here, I remember ankles was pushed in
When that hand comes down here, they're going to try to come here and make a space. That's why we come behind the head, so they kind of traction.
and ever since every once in a while, I do like any kind of like rotation on it, and I do like, so I'm gonna go this way first, right?
So when you punch here, right, and you spin here, this punch hand, basically just kind of drops it in the seat. It's like you just get pushed away. Yes, sir. I could slide. Yeah.
Keep my leg down. Now,
That's not.
I can
Here. Oh, okay. Punch that knee shield in. I'm just right here on that.
Yeah, but you gotta see up on the control right now. So whatever side you're gonna plunge that knee on, get you to get these like first.
I always do the flare punch.
I
I end up in that situation a lot, and I think I'm slow getting that hip locked, and they're already kind of getting away from me. Usually.
I start defending now. Now he's fine. One time we step over, you drop it in there.
Unless they
Yeah, I think there's still a whole body
But the best thing is stopping in equal position for 30 seconds and plunge in and we're on the way. That's what I like to do. Yeah, you go put it back and then take a
You're doing that. I had more flat on my back too. Just punch with the ribs like 8 times. Should have worked in real life, I think it's fine. Is everybody feel pretty good with this one?
What?
With this one, with the first one we did, when I'm here, when I kick my leg out of the way, it's real important that I push her hips this direction, right? If I get her hips facing away from me, now she's going to have to deal with trying to get back. If her hips are not facing away, now she's going to be able to deal with whatever I'm attacking her with, right? So try to get her hips faced away here, and as soon as I get somebody's hips faced away from me, I like to immediately attack this top collar, right? If I start pushing on this top collar, she doesn't really feel a threat from it, right? But I'm able to control her hips. I'm able to push her away from me. And not just with this grip, when I come down, I'm going to use my chest behind here. And then I'm going to start working the choke that we've been working, right? Run my hand underneath, grab the collar, lift up, chop behind the head. If that doesn't work, we go into our bow and arrow. Right? It's all right there. So that's why it's important when we do these moves, like try to get them just right, because they usually will set you up for something else. If you guys want to work that some more, we can. I'm going to start the timer for you guys that want to start rolling, and we'll get started. All right? Hands up. 1, 2, 3.
You're not allowed to roll this early.
What do we do?
Exciting her. She doesn't have to explain herself.
Oh, yeah, sorry, Mr. Will.
Read the fine print on the contract.
Oh my goodness.
One arm. You guys keep going. Oh, we usually start low with it.
3, 2, 1.
Evil one, evil. Come on, still working.
This is oh, hey. That's right. That's right. That's my fault, There it is. Your arm is gone.
Okay, let's see.
I was like, if you were scared, I'm like, oh, that's a good one, Dom.
Alright, fine. Oh yeah? Oh yeah!
Where's the magic?
okay? Your son's having a oh, really? Getting like eyes on his arm, his eyes are all puffy. He said his son. Oh, your son? Yeah, so he's trying to I don't know.
Begin.
That's scary.
Yeah.
I'm trying, man. I'm trying.
That doesn't work.
It's not that bad. Like, I know stress.
Watch out, go, sit in the sky in the dark night, shining with the light of the sun. The sun is the gift of life, the moon is showing. The moon's gonna blow the money, makes me think what the rap for me. Do favors and rap for me. Just turn around and start asking me about things that you want back from me. I'm sick of attention, sick of the hunger, sick of you acting like I'm over this. Find another place to teach a green, while I find a place to rest.
Here. That's gonna be.
Any torque on it. So your best bet is to straighten it. Yeah, and I can't see how much stronger it is. And then all you do is just flip over this way. Yep, and then come back. Yes.
Now sleep till
Everyone doing the dance. The one time I said, yeah, I should have brought it here. I'm not even touching. Yo, what are you doing? Bro, get up here.
What's up, baby? What's up, baby?
I didn't do anything. Very soft. Walk in. How is that going to be like discount? That's how it works when you go to the competition and run. They release like 70 people and they each expire and then I should assume you're doing the further Hey, it is mutual. Thanks for that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's mutual. What? Hey, if we can oil check you can oil check him. I'm not going into that conversation. Cover your face.
Right back to reality. Begin.
Did this game come around the stall? How'd you post? Oh, you're down. Elbow.
I just knew I was gonna have it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I thought your other hand was like that.
I was trying to get your arm.
Yeah. I was waiting for that arm to go because I knew I had a little opportunity to go.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just thinking like, however you want
Yep. And you have
One more round.
One more round, boys. No, we don't have
Oh, really? Oh, come on. You won't figure out the quick stop. I have one of my and I kicked my ass. Yeah. Oh, yeah? Yeah. Mine either. I have to go bigger. I like these scissors more than the leg, yeah.
Yeah.
you're good at punching the book. Yeah.
Still hold it in there.
I know, right there on the. Yeah, no, I'm sure. As long as I can right now, I'm still open.
You need to get a picture before you go.
Hey, let's line up real quick, guys.
Really hard to down for sure. Try to avoid losing points that many times.
Exactly. And then as I get closer and closer, I'll be a bit more offensive AA.
Right.
Really focus on takedowns like the last 4 weeks. Something like that.
Hey, I appreciate you guys so much. We're you guys know we're going out of town. It's gonna be on the 6th. I'm trying to get everything scheduled where we got somebody covering every class. I got Eric coming in to cover a lot of it. Any that you guys can be here to help, I appreciate it. I'm gonna try to have Australia's gonna be here to help structure like the kids class, like to run it and everything. And we'll like make it kind of open mat, like whatever we gotta do to get through it. And then if you guys are available, I mean, I'd love to have your help, obviously, and you can just come in and take over any class that you want. You know, and then Peggy, you said you're gonna cover. So I appreciate you guys so much. Just everything you do, keeping the mats clean and helping put them away. Thank you so much. Stop.
The kids don't respect me. They keep beating me up.
See you.
Thank you.
Thank you.